Hello, Baz?
Arr! Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
What are you doing?
I'm being a pirate. Arr! Pirates are in. Pirates fighting. Pirates drinking. Pirates copping off with each other. Our flag means death. Edward Teach. Davy Jones's locker. Arr!
No. We're doing the Space Pirate. Completely different. Stop it. Are you wearing an eye patch?
Yes.
Take it off. Now, where's Roop?
Iver me timbers, 30 men on a dead man's chest. Arr!
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
Time Ram!
Hello, and welcome aboard the good ship Time Ram. Its 5-year mission to seek out random doctors and shove them into stories where they don't belong, thereby creating an unholy union. She's a sturdy ship, broad in the stern and chock full of seamen, thus requiring 3 captains, no more, no less. And here we are. My name is Paul Ferry, and joining me on the poop deck are Rupert Booth and Barry Williams.
Hello.
I am the tiger.
Rawr.
Well, I thought I was presenting today, you see, so I was going to start with an ABBA quote. I am behind you, I always find you, I am the tiger. But I'm not, so I didn't. But the tiger, you know, it just stayed with me.
You can do that next week, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll die. I've shot my load now.
Yeah.
I am no
Yeah.
longer full of steam.
It's all over the seaman. It's all over the poop deck, rather.
Steaming all over the poop deck. Found a level already.
You look like a fool if next week's episode is something particularly tigery.
There are, what, like what? Like the really tigery episodes of Doctor Who that we all know and love.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Survival, that's a bit tigery.
It's not tigery.
The 11th hour, so it's got Amy in it. She's a bit ginger.
Shut up.
Oh, please be quiet.
So, if you hadn't figured it out already, we're looking at the Space Pirates tonight, only with the 4th Doctor, Tom Baker, taking the place of Patrick Troughton. This is our first missing story. Is it going to make things easier or harder?
Harder.
Easier. No, I don't know, actually.
My reply was thought out.
Yeah.
As was clearly a knee-jerk.
You haven't got the visuals to give you that extra depth of information, have you?
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of reading the story, it doesn't affect me.
It's one of the ones that we know the least about, really, isn't it? The Space Pirates, like the Massacre,
Yeah.
except the Massacre's at least got tons of photos.
Yeah.
The Space Pirates has got fuck all that's in the public domain.
Yeah. You two watched the reconstruction, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't. I listened to the audio.
Even the reconstruction, the vast majority of the last few episodes are just created. They haven't got
Guesswork.
pictures of the sets.
Yeah, it's
They're just,
guesswork.
they're all
Yeah.
just made up, essentially.
There was one image of the radiation room set in episode 6 that turned up around Christmas last year on Twitter, which was amazing to see and does rather imply there's more out there. Well, there are. There just are. And
Yeah.
we know who's got them. But it's a mystery story, the Space Pirates.
Mm.
Yeah.
And a strange one. It's a
Yeah.
strange story, isn't it?
It's a strange thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was very odd listening to the audio because I couldn't help think because you've got nothing to see apart from that one episode.
Mm.
You've got Milo Clancy talking like the old primary prospector like that.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't help sort of visualizing it almost like an episode of Fireball XL5
Yeah.
because he just sounds like some kind of puppet with like a big mustache and kind of going, well,
Yeah.
it ain't Steve Zodiac.
Kind
Yeah.
of is. In terms of writing, it's a very Gerry Anderson Doctor Who story, isn't
Yeah.
it?
And it's a bizarre accent he's putting on there. I
It
mean,
is.
Gordon Goslow was Australian actor anyway.
Yeah.
So he's kind of doing this whole prospector talk, but with a kind of Australian twang in the background. It's
And what the hell is going on with General Hermack?
Ah.
What had he taken beforehand? I mean,
love you, old
honestly,
Jack
you know.
May. Oh, he talked like that, Jack, May.
May. We are going
Yes.
to be too late again. And that's how you start the episode. Wow. Go on on from there. Blimey.
I grew up with Jack May. I mean, not literally, but
No, you didn't.
in The Archers, he was always in The Archers.
Ah.
He was playing Nelson Gabriel.
Really?
Yeah, he was kind of like the villainous son in that, the Lech. And I just
You
grew up
listened
with
to The
that
Archers
voice.
as a kid.
I did. I grew up listening to The Archers as a kid. Yeah.
No ITV.
No.
You're so middle class.
That's so middle class. Sorry, we were down to Pit at the age of 1, while you were swanning about not watching ITV and listening to The Archers.
Luxury.
We were mining the coal to make your electricity.
Yes.
I was living in a shoebox in the middle of the
No, you
road.
weren't. No, you weren't. I've been to your parents' place. It's not a shoebox. It's massive. It's a massive middle-class Cambridge residence. We didn't have shoeboxes. We had to build our own shoeboxes.
Not in the northeastern
Hospital.
Cumbria.
Not the northeast of Cumbria, absolutely, yeah.
Shall we look at the space pirates?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm quite enjoying the discussion on class warfare, but if you want to do Doctor Who, all right, if we must.
The class warfare
remember.
pirates. There's a story.
That would have been a vastly more interesting story, potentially. Actually, it's not a boring story. On paper, on paper, there's not that much wrong with it. It's a bit long.
It's long.
But it's...
Yeah.
And they're knackered by that point. By the end of season 6, they're clearly all exhausted. Troughton's knackered.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's notable how little the TARDIS travellers are actually in it. I mean, particularly
Yeah.
episode 1, they turn up literally
Yeah.
15 minutes
Yeah.
in before they turn up,
Yeah.
which I think must be because they were literally that week they were recording film scenes for episode
Yeah.
6, so they could do the
Right.
location work on the war games. So all of their scenes
Right.
in episode 6 on film, they recorded them at the start.
Right.
Yes.
So
yes.
they must have missed a lot of rehearsals for episode 1. That's my reasoning behind that.
Yeah,
But,
there's a lot of Ealing stuff. But
yeah.
looking at, I mean, imagine churning out an episode a week for 48 weeks of the year. It's insanity.
Yeah.
How they managed that through the entire 6. No wonder Hartnell's knackered.
yeah.
No wonder Troughton's knackered. Having played the Doctor as a fan, you get all the lines.
Yeah.
You have to, yeah, and you get all the exposition and you get all the technobabble.
Yeah.
And it's hard to keep that in the brain. And I was never even doing it all in one go
Yeah.
because that wouldn't have happened.
Robert Holmes, as a writer, takes a long time to kind of settle into the style of Doctor Who.
He does. He
I
does.
don't think he's
Yeah.
really a sci-fi writer to start with. There's a lot of kind of 50s pulp magazine, Martian missiles type stuff in this.
The thing is, none of them were
Yeah.
sci-fi writers in the 60s,
No.
were they?
No.
All the 70s, really. It's not until you get to the 80s, I think, that you get people who are interested, and you get Doctor Who
Yeah.
fans coming in, who know the series and kind of think they know how to write
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. He does do a lot of scene setting in this series. He builds the world.
Yeah.
You get a lot of
Yeah.
background information. That,
Yes, yes.
is explained at length. You understand.
I like the early stuff with, him sending Lieutenant Silver. It's all very sort of procedural. It's quite military procedural and gives it very similitude.
Mm.
I said before, it's very Star
Yeah.
Trek.
Mm.
In a way, substitute Kirk on the Enterprise for Jack May, and you've got equally as big a performance with a different accent. But basically, it's the same sort
Like a
of
very
thing, isn't it?
British Star Trek.
It's a British Star Trek.
Very
Yeah.
British Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite those accents.
And apart from what's his name? The guy who plays Ian Donald G.
Donald G. Yeah.
And his peculiar American accent.
It's one of those strange sort of transatlantic accents that you get in a lot of films of the early 60s.
McGowan does that in the first season of Danger Man. He's kind of transatlantic, but he was at least born in
Yeah.
America,
Mm.
and then grew up in Ireland, and then Sheffield. And it's no wonder his accent was just completely
Yeah.
to cock. I mean, poor lad. He'd have been great
He
in the
would,
Space Pirate.
yeah.
He should have been Milo Clancy. No, he should have been General Vermac, obviously. We are going to be too late again.
That's kind of brought us into episode 1,
Yeah.
really, because that's the
Oh,
first 15 minutes.
Hang on. Where are we putting this?
Oh, yeah.
Good question.
What's it replacing?
Mm.
It's a 6-parter, so
I think in Tom Baker era, it would be a 4-part.
I was thinking it's quite sort of, I could see it replacing the Ark in Space.
I was kind of thinking sort of around about Invisible Enemy, around there.
I was Graham Williams. I was
Ah,
certainly
right.
Graham Williams. I
Yeah.
was thinking season 15 or 16,
Mm.
but 16's a bastard because the key to time, although that's going to be completely screwed anyway.
Well, you could still put the key to time in it because, I mean, that's just a MacGuffin. You could
Yeah.
you could
Yeah,
never find
let's
the key
not.
to time at the end.
Let's just fucking not. So I ended up with the Invasion of Time.
Yeah, that's okay. I see.
Being a
I don't think it
replacement.
really matters that I mean, we've got K9, but I don't think it matters that there's not 2 human companions because, to be honest, the companions don't do a whole lot in this. So I don't think you really need to.
None of them do.
Not does the
Yeah.
Doctor?
Not at any point. No, the Doctor doesn't do much. This is one reason why I'm thinking 4-parter, because Trown's hardly in it.
Yeah.
I think that's one reason why
Yeah.
people find it slow. Is kind of
Tom's not going to
No.
have that.
no,
Tom's going to be in rehearsals going, "Where's my fucking lines?"
exactly. Yeah, but the Doctor spending the entirety of episode 2 in one room. It's kind of it doesn't.
Just
Yeah.
tearing out all the pages
Yeah.
that he's not in. I'm not in them.
Yeah. And then staring moodily out of the rehearsal room window onto presumably Acton. Don't see any point in staring at Acton to me. You ever been to Acton?
No.
I've been to Acton.
That's the exciting thing. Nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
They knocked down Acton Hill. That's terrible.
They knocked it down.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, they knocked down half of TV Centre. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Riverside Studios has got a new building. It's not the original anymore. That was great to go. Have you been to Riverside? Did you go to Riverside?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
No.
sorry, I'm just showing off now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Well, when I live in London, I went there and went to. They had a little cafe, and I thought to myself, that studio, that's where they filmed Vortis and the Mythmakers and the Regeneration, for the love of God. The studio was shut. Maybe it's when I was filming in it. Yeah, never went to Lime Grove.
Is that still there, Lime Grove?
No, went 91.
Yeah.
There are. I think apart from the remaining TV Centre studios, there's no studios that the original Who was made in.
Where did they hang Verity Lambert's plaque? Because that's somewhere pertinent.
On a T?
No, a plaque. She's got a blue plaque.
Yeah, she has. I don't know. Was that in Riverside?
I thought it was Riverside or somewhere like that. Maybe.
Around Riverside?
Yeah.
No, it's the same location. It's just a new building.
The Space Pirates.
So we're setting it on Leela, Romana. When are we setting it?
We're setting it on Leela.
Are we setting it on Leela?
I'm not setting anything on Leela.
No. We said is
there.
what I'm trying to narrow down. Tom Baker was there for
Oh.
7 years. I'm trying to narrow down at what point we're doing it.
Well, I mean, if we're making it a 4-parter, then that changes things somewhat. I don't think we should be allowed to make it a 4-parter,
Oh, it's got to be
I
a
think we
4 part. I can't imagine them doing it in 6 episodes in the 1970s.
Have you seen The Invasion of Time?
Yes.
Or The Armageddon Factor?
Of course, if we replace the Invasion of Time, it means that Leela's got to get married to Milo Clancy at the end of it.
Yeah, we need to add 2
Fantastic.
episodes of some Tyrants onto that as well. It's kind of doesn't work.
Fantastic. That would help the space.
It would.
It helped the invasion. Well, it helped the invasion of time for about 5 minutes until Derek Devon opened his door. Oh, you doctor! Oh, fucking have you! Etc.
The Space Pirates.
But we're trying to decide where.
When are we doing it? Who's in it? It's K9 in it.
I mean, I can see Paul's point, mind you, about doing it in an earlier season. I can't see it replacing the Ark. I can't see it being Tom Baker's second
I was
story.
just thinking
That would be
kind of
insanity.
space station-y and that, but yeah, it's going to be cheap though,
Right.
isn't it? And that series is all
It's
looks
gonna
pretty
be cheap.
good.
It's
so-
going to be cheap. It's
Mm.
yeah. Oh, well, Hinchcliffe knew how to spend money on designers. He was good at that. Some producers are really good at design, and their stories still look quite good.
Well, they saved a bit of money that year as well, didn't they? Used the same setting in 2 stories.
Yes.
We could stick it in the Key to Time, I suppose.
I had a great theory before that we should keep the Keats Time season exactly as it is, and so if we've got Delta and the Bannermen to replace the Reboss operation, then Delta and the Bannermen is the first Keats Time story. But that doesn't work at all in Time Ram, does it? Because we're going to get different Doctors. We're going to get a William Hartnell story for a Keats Time.
That's why I'm thinking you could still have the key to time in it because it never affects the plot. It's just, it's just they always at the end they go, aha, this was the crystal all along.
Well, except if we're replacing the Armageddon Factor, which means it's the ultimate, it's the end of the Keats Time. It's when they find the Keats Time. I don't honestly believe I can make that work in the Space Pirates.
Even that, I mean, how much of that does it take up? 5 minutes at the end, maybe? That's kind of
Lots,
Is it?
because Lala Ward is the key to time, isn't she?
yeah, but somebody else could be the key to time. It's kind of
Milo Clancy.
Milo Clancy is not the key to time.
I'm a Key to Time.
Well, blow me.
I was thinking the Argonite could be the key to time. It's kind of
Argonite.
the Doctor's going, why is it all around us?
To make walls out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean that's fine because that means that in episode 2 they just kind of touch the wall of the satellite with the tracer,
Yeah.
and it becomes a little segment, and they all die because
That's true, yeah.
yes. So end of the Key to Time season and Doctor Who.
Maybe they're in the wrong segment. It's in the one of the other ones.
Unless Troughton falls to the planet Tar, and somehow I love that it's called
Tar.
Tar. That's
Yeah.
the most thankful planet
Tar.
ever. I like Tar. Yeah. unless he falls to the planet Tar and regenerates into Bert. He somehow manages to not burn up in the atmosphere by, I don't know, key to timeless. Bert Leela's dead. K9 will be all right.
Yeah.
That's what we care about then. Okay.
Here's another thought. What if it was in the place of Meglos, which is an entirely studio-bound story?
I can go for that. Yeah, I mean, fine. just to get us out of this bit.
Anything's going to be better than Meglos.
Okay, I love Meglos. Fuck off. I prefer it to Leisure Hive.
Yeah,
massively.
I like the Leisure Hive. Never mind.
Leisure High is quite boring. Yeah. Mind you,
stand
I can't remember
Leisure
what
Hive.
happens in it. The times I watch Meglos, I still can't remember what happens in it. Can't
Got a
remember
cactus. That's all.
Naughty Cactus turns up and goes, oh, we're going to take things over by nicking the dodecahedron, and they nick the dodecahedron and fail. Is what happens. That's Meglos.
anything. So forgettable.
That's Meglos.
Oh, please be quiet.
Okay, so yeah, the story opens with pirates. Arr!
No.
No,
No.
pirates, space pirates, space pirates,
Yes, pirates.
Space pirates, man.
space pirates.
Oh, we are.
And they're taking over beacons. They start with beacon Alpha 1 and they demolishing it with explosives, which kind of splits it up into bits, and then they take the bits away.
Because they made of Argonite, and Argonite's really
They're made like Argonite. Argonite's really
Yeah.
popular around here, this part of the space.
We
Yeah,
all like Argonite.
yeah, we do. I love a bit of Argonite, mate.
I've got a bit of Argonite here. Yeah.
Argonite.
I sleep with it.
Um,
Baz is having a middle class orgasm over Argonite.
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 I'm the clever one, you're the potato one.
Yeah, General Hermack. He's on the V41.
Mm.
I noticed the model says V41 low, so they never use the low. So it's kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a V41 high?
I don't know.
There should be.
Yeah, should be.
Is it like lower decks? There's General Hermack. That would probably explain Hermack. Actually, he's actually not very good.
It's on the BR.
He's on the BR. Yeah, he's on the low. He's really hoping to get up to the high, but he has been too late again, which is a shame because everyone's deaf on that bridge now.
So yeah, as you say, he's been too late again. And then we get lengthy scenes with him kind of explaining to his second in command, Major Warren, about what's going on, and we kind of learn quite a lot about the part of the galaxy they live in. That's the bit that feels Robert Holmes to me, is he's doing his
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
building. I
Which
mentioned
again,
this.
like I said, is very Star Trek, but Star Trek hadn't actually been shown in England at the point that he was writing it.
Yeah, you hadn't seen it yet. Yeah, it was on in
No,
the summer break. Yeah.
Unless the people purchased copies, and the team of the Space Pirates got invited to a viewing.
So yeah, that stupidly they're making their space beacons out of Argonite, which is really valuable.
Yeah.
It's the stuff.
Make them out of aluminium. I mean, that's what we make space stations out of nowadays. What's wrong with aluminium?
Yeah, why do they need to be made out of Argonite? Why,
Argonite.
what's wrong with a good bit of 2x4? It's just
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy people.
Um,
Start making it out of gold.
yeah. So yeah, they've got 17 beacons in this region.
Not anymore. They haven't.
And they've just got one V41 to protect them all. So yeah, and the pirates
It's
have
the
got
low
really,
ship as well.
it's the low ship.
They're not big on the beacons, are they? The beacons, it's very Tory, isn't it? Costs of being cuddled over the place.
Yeah.
Well, send the low to go patrol the beacons. No one uses the beacons. It's fine. They're just for space safety.
I think it must be the case that Hermack's been sort of shoveled off to just just sort out these beacons. We'll see you around.
Who's playing Hermack? Don't say Graham. Either of you.
Donald G.
You weirdo.
Brian Blessed.
Brian, bless it.
We are too late again.
Again!
Die!
Cool. Okay, I'm down with that. Instantly, the story's vastly more
And
interesting. Lovely. And louder.
It's not any less over the
You
top.
know, I
is
said
it?
the crew all being deaf. They've actually all got ear defenders on the bridge because it's necessary. They issued the General Hermack. What?
So we also learn about Tar, and which is the local
Ah.
planet, and its secret mining core. There's a lot of information comes across.
And that's good, actually, getting that info dump out of the way
Yeah.
straight off
Oh yeah. It's just
as part of a briefing.
Yeah.
Which it makes sense.
Yeah.
Fine. It doesn't feel like an info dump.
yeah. So yeah, they can't catch these pirates. They're flying in beta darts, which are really fast spaceships.
So are they Alpha Darts?
Imagine how
as well?
fucking fast they would be.
Yeah,
Are we dealing in the space pirates with kind of the lower echelons of
I
space
think we must be. Yeah.
people here? The Alpha Darts kind of got Captain Kirk in it, and General Hermack's just Brian Bess is throwing darts into pictures of him. Fuck you! I should have been in that ship for that prize. Do you think I'd hesitate to kill you? Accurate rendition of his acting in Blake 7.
So yeah, all Hermac can do is man the beacons. So he puts the men on the beacons, and you think if he's going to do that, the men are going to get outnumbered and killed.
Yeah.
You'd put a lot of men on the beacons, wouldn't you?
You put a lot of men on the beacons. Yeah,
You'd put a lot of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He doesn't do that.
No, because
yeah.
he's thick. He's not the brightest spark as Hermac, is he? Bless him.
That's why he's on the low ship.
He's low.
Yeah, that's why he's dealing with the beta pirates rather than the alpha pirates, which are really good.
So somewhere else, there's a much more exciting adventure going on with the Alpha Darts.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, the alpha dart and the high ship that we can't afford because it's really expensive looking. I mean, it is Star Wars to the Armageddon factor, you know.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking here.
V41-HI is like the Death Star.
Yeah. It's got fins and things as well. It's just really good.
And then the TARDIS arrives. It's literally 15 minutes into episode 1. And there's some guards on the Alpha 7. Yeah. And Sorba and his guards.
Sorba and his guards.
Sorba and his guards.
Sorba the Greek.
Sorba named after an ice cream or something. Sorbet.
I can't think of a Sorba gag, I'm afraid. The guys have left me standing at this point. Sorry, listener, I have betrayed you.
So they think they're pirates. Within a few minutes of arriving, the Doctor and Romana and K9 are getting shot at.
Well, that's no good because K9 is just going to zoom in and zap
the crotch.
K9's really annoying.
In the crotch.
Yeah.
And Zorba's going to go, ooh, my pancreas, and fall over, and the Doctor and everyone's going to go, oh, this is a silly place. This isn't where the A story's happening. Let's go back to the TARDIS. Because Tom wants to be in the A story.
Okay, let's assume K9's vastly outnumbered and they have to sort of back off a bit.
It's season 18, somebody kicks him
it's season 18, they get K9 out of the way
his head comes
so
off.
So Sorba shoots K9 and his head blows up.
Yeah.
And then K9's out of the story.
Saving John Leeson's fee that week. Brilliant.
Oh no, he gets paid anyway. He just doesn't have to work. That's the great thing about being on a contract as an acting. If you're not in it, you just get paid for sitting at home.
This is the Doctor. Present time, the High Council of Time Lords. Keeper of the legacy of Rassilon. Defender of the laws of time. Protector of Gallifrey.
They get attacked by Sorba and his guards. They went away.
Yes.
K9 gets blown up in the head.
K9 gets blown up because he's useless. Because it's season 18.
He's not useless. He's brilliant. That's the problem with K9. He's really, really useful.
Yeah.
If I had to join the TARDIS, a crew, it would be the Fourth Doctor, Romana, and K9. Because I could just sit back and do nothing. They're clever. They'll work it all out. They'll do it all for me.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there.
Yeah. They kept Adric alive. It was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the pirates arrive, and there's a big fight between Sorba and the pirates. And they kill most of the guards. I think Sorba is all right. He gets taken prisoner. He gets injured or something.
Yeah.
But he's already sent his signal, so Hermac knows that he's in trouble.
But he's going to be too late again.
He's going to be too late again.
He's not very good, is Hermac, is he?
I should probably sort of explain the pirates. They're led by Dervish, or is it? No, Cavan. They're led by Cavan.
Cavan.
And Dervish is his sort of assistant.
His right-hand man with a fantastic mustachio.
Science guy. Yeah.
There's a lot of mustaches in the Space Pirate.
Yeah.
Quite mustachioed.
Yeah.
So who's playing Dervish?
Cavan.
Who's playing the baddie? How about Frederick Jaeger?
Okay. Yeah.
He's still around in the early 80s, wasn't he?
Well, so are all the rest of the cast, actually.
Yeah.
I think.
Still working, yeah.
Jack May's certainly around. We should put Jack May in it somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe he should be Milo Clancy. Imagine.
Wow.
Fucking imagine. Wow.
Middle class Milo Clancy.
Oh, coffee, Ian. A normal person saying, you want coffee? Not him. It's like I kind of went, Paul, coffee. Or whatever, which I might next time we meet.
Matt Berry there.
Yes, well, he's a bit Matt Berry, isn't he?
See, if we'd got this in the modern era, we'd have just cast Matt Berry in that role.
I can totally imagine Hermac at the end of the season going, damn these electric sex pants. That would have livened up the Space Pirates.
Is there anyone in the 80s that's got that kind of voice? I can't think of anyone.
Jack May.
Jack May was still working in the 80s. Yeah, he was, you know.
Should we cast him as Cavan then?
Cavan, okay. Yeah, a posh Cavan. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. I noticed there's one of the pirates made me laugh who's kind of only one of the kind of lesser pirates who only has a couple of lines. And he kind of talks like that. He's a bit, no, Chris. He only has a couple of lines, but on the audio when I heard him about that, it's like, no, Chris.
Please, you need script editor. Please.
No.
Take it through, please.
All right, he'll be gone soon. He'll be over soon.
Bye, Chris.
That, listener, is a running gag.
So the Doctor and his friends are trapped in a particular segment of the
because they blow
beacon.
it. The pirates blow it at the end of episode 1.
The pirates blow it, yes.
Yeah.
Cavan seals them in because he's a bit ruthless like that, and then they set their charges and blow the beacon apart. And in the 60s version, that's the end of episode 1. We've got to the end of episode 1.
Oh no!
Oh dear! Who needs the audios? If they had never been recorded, we could have just done this. It'd be great. So yeah, so this is about halfway through episode 1 in the Graham.
It's going to be halfway through episode 1. Yeah, I think we condensed the first 2 episodes because the Doctor spends the entirety of episode 2 in a room, which isn't going to fly. But the V41.
Having said that, he's spending the entire time in a room with Romana, so he's probably happy.
Mm-hmm.
Then again,
possibly not by early 80s.
No, Meglos that were talking, Meglos that were fine. I was just thinking that of State of Decay they fell out.
Okay.
For a bit, but so they're fine here.
So Hermac's too late again.
Yes. Oh
no.
It's Brian Blessed, so he's really loudly too late.
Yes, it's really.
We are going to be too late again.
But to distract them from that, they bump into the Liz 79.
Yeah.
I know Clancy on board. Yeah.
Yay. I've got a couple of casting ideas.
Woohoo.
One is credible.
And one is incredible.
The other one less so for Milo Clancy. The credible one is Clive Dunn.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
The less credible one, not impossible, but less likely, is Phil Silvers.
No, that's not going to happen.
No,
they're not going to get Phil.
He was still alive then, you know.
He was alive. But having said that, this is Time Ram, and it owes us for A Good Man Goes to War. So
still,
he wouldn't be playing it the same. He'd be basically playing it as Bilko. But
he'd be playing it as Bilko. He'd be playing it as Bilko. I'd watch the fuck out of that. Mind you, I'd watch the fuck out of Clive Dunn.
I'd love Clive Dunn as well. Yeah, Clive Dunn.
I can go either way. Clive Dunn is more likely.
Clive. Let's stick with Clive Dunn.
Right. Is he doddering? He's doddering, isn't he?
He'd be doing his old man acting, wouldn't he? Yeah.
He's playing it. Keep Phil Silvers for what? The second Doctor?
The second coming.
Don't have Phil Silvers. We can't just keep him in reserve for things, says the man who's been headlining Helen Mirren all the way through this.
So are we agreed with Clive Dunn?
I think Clive Dunn.
Clive Dunn, Clive Dunn, excellent. So he's got his old man makeup on. He's playing an old timer.
That's just what Clive Dunn looked like from birth. I mean, the youngest I've seen Clive Dunn is that 1964 skit, that Doctor Who skit. On Michael Bentine's thing on Square World. He looks the same. He looks.
Yeah, but when they were making Dad's Army, I've seen behind the scenes pictures. He didn't actually look like that.
Right.
He was in his sort of early 40s. He was a relatively young man.
He was younger than any of us are now. Bizarre.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I imagine Clive Dunn being Clive Dunn's like Peter Cushing. They arrived into this world fully formed as middle-aged men.
Yes.
Child, that'd be ridiculous.
Well, I imagine that's what they were thinking with that script they found recently with the third Doctor Who film.
Yes.
Peter Cushing, because obviously he was in old man makeup for that. So if they got a young Doctor Who and an old Doctor Who, I imagine they just having him playing both parts. I mean, I've not seen anything that says that, but that would be my assumption.
It's a time run.
Yes.
It's made of assumption. Clive Dunn. Clive Dunn. So Clive Dunn presumably famous from Dad's Army. He's still in Dad's Army in our Time Ram universe. So he will be tempted to give it a Dope Panic.
Yeah.
At some point.
What time did it finish?
About late 70s. Yeah.
77?
Yeah.
He was doing Grandad.
He was doing Grandad. Yeah.
Who's that walking down
the street?
Bandy legs and something feet. I can't remember. Never heard that word.
Who's that walking down the street? Bandy legs, educated feet. Happy smile, now ain't that sweet?
Jolly quick.
What an episode of Grandad.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
I really loved Grandad when I was a kid.
Baz was allowed to watch that, you see.
That was on the BBC.
Well, that was on the BBC,
We were
It
allowed to
was-
watch the BBC.
Proper television
Yes.
without advertisements.
Yes.
not the other summer,
We didn't turn over to the other side. We had that button covered up.
like Victorian legs.
We had those covered up also, except for Father. We could see Father's legs. That was allowed.
I know that to be true, yes.
That was a good show, Victorian Legs. Like the good old days, but saucier.
Big revealing bits here and there. Oh, naughty. Oh, yeah. Oh. It's a bit of calf there.
Okay, we're getting a little off track again.
Yes, we really.
Oh, yeah. Is it because the Space Pirates isn't terribly interesting?
It isn't terribly interesting, no.
I'd love to see it. Don't get me wrong. I would
Yeah.
love to see it above several other stories.
Yeah, I don't understand these people that say, I hope they don't find anything with the Space Pirates, because I would love to see more of the Space
Yeah.
Pirates. Yeah,
Anything. We've got one episode of 6.
yeah.
We've got,
yeah.
we've got a better percentage of Master Plan, and it's not a really representative episode either.
No, it's
No,
really.
It's like Enemy of the
It's
World
just-
episode
there's
3. You
nothing
know,
happens in it.
it's that one
Episode
in
2 is the
two
slowest.
sets.
Yeah, yeah.
3 sets.
I should probably explain about Milo Clancy, really. Milo
Someone
Clancy's
should.
been complaining about Argonite pirates for years. He's really pissed off with them because they keep taking his little space stations that he's got. But Hermac immediately from that jumps to the conclusion that Milo Clancy's behind the pirates and is therefore in charge of them. He just doesn't like him. I think that's the only answer.
Imagine Brian Blessed shouting at Clive Dunn. He'd really want to protect Clive Dunn. He'd be just wilting under it. Oh, dear. Argonite!
So he lets him go, but he sends Warren. He sends Major Warren after him in a minnow ship. He's got a little minnow ship.
Ship.
This is all going to look worse than it did in 69. This is
Yeah.
going to be chroma key. This is going to be chroma key
I
models.
think it's going to be sort of video.
Incorrectly lit and looking
Yeah.
like models because you can't do them on video. Well, not in those.
Yeah.
Make them look good because you don't get the depth of field. You need to shoot them on film. And you know the model shots in the original Space Pirates are rightly lauded as
Yeah.
being pretty much cutting edge for television at the time. Certainly
Yeah.
a lot of money seems to have been spent. It's a shame we haven't got more of them. And very influenced by 2001 as far as I know, which is why you get those
Yeah.
stars in the background and the Apollo footage where the light from the moon would blank out the stars. So you just had blackness. And that was very similar to you.
Yeah, they didn't put a Starfield in, did they? No.
And the models were massive by the sound of it. The V ship was about 6 feet across,
Yeah.
from what I can gather.
Well, they've got that hatch that opens in the V ship, haven't they? And the minnow
Yeah.
comes out. And it's,
Yeah.
I'd always assumed that was a separate model. You know, you build a separate, but no, it seems that was the big model. That was just the one model, which I think they called the Lemonator to annoy because the guy who designed it and built it, John Hawthorne, I think was the effects designer who built it, was trying to curry favor with Richard Levin, who was head of the design department at the time. So all the rest of the effects team called it the Lemonator to take the piss out of him. I think it was the V ship. It might have been the Beta Dart. I don't.
Back on the beacon, the Doctor and Romana are running out of oxygen. They're getting a bit desperate. The Doctor tries to use magnets to kind of pull the next bit of beacon closer to them. It doesn't go very well. It's very Trout this. He fucks it up completely.
Yeah, yeah, it goes the opposite direction. Oh dear.
And they flip off into space. So now they're definitely dead, basically.
That would be Romana just having a go at him, telling him how shit he is.
Yeah, Romana will be there going, let me do it. Oh.
And bear in mind, we're now in the era of respiratory bypass systems. We've got 2 Time Lords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they just going to go, oh, we'll just wait it out?
Perhaps they do
and
that, you know.
stop
I mean,
breathing.
Yeah.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do.
Maybe
yeah.
they do.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's the ending of the episode then. They're suffocating.
Yeah.
They're suffocating.
Yeah. Well, before we get to that point, I should probably mention Hermac as well visits Tar,
Oh, yes.
which is a kind of set number 3 in this episode.
It is. Yeah.
He visits Madeline Sigri.
Yeah.
And the lady is diggly.
With a bottom on her head.
Flirts quite heavily with her. Yes.
Why
yes,
she got a
she's
bottom on her head?
She's wearing
Cast iron wig.
the head bottom.
Aye.
Yes.
It's a head bottom.
Yeah.
The bum heads.
The bum
So,
head is the
so
big thing. Yeah, it's really very attractive. Yeah.
Probably isn't going to look like a bottom in 1979.
I'm disgusted to hear you say that.
What you need is a jolly good smack bottom.
Can we have Myra Francis? Or
We can have Myra Francis.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been watching
Yeah.
Survivors recently. She's great in Survivor.
she, the thing is, if you just watch her in like Creature from the Pit, she's so over the top in that.
Mm.
And then she's really good in Survivors, and she's
Yeah.
really good in Hadley. She's in a regular character for a while, and and she's a really good actress, but she's really not at her best in Creature from the Pit.
We've been here before, haven't we?
She's clearly taken one look at Tom and gone, right, we're picturing it like this. Cool.
All right.
And then probably
Yeah.
took one look at the attack phallus and went, okay.
It's the Richard Price effect. Yeah.
Excellent. Myra Francis. Johnny.
Yeah. Myra Francis. Yeah. Really good. So there's some bad blood between her and Milo Clancy, who used to work with her dad, Dom Sigri, and then Dom Sigri died or something.
How can you have bad blood towards Clive Dunn?
It's
Is Dom Sigri like? Is he called Dominic, or is it like a title, like a
Dominar,
like a Don?
I think he's just called Dominic.
Dominic Sigri.
Dominic
it doesn't seem like a Don.
No. At no point does he kind of go, "Oh, you show respect to my family."
But the horse is head in his bed.
Which you should.
Then you show me respect. You come here, you come to my home, you bring me no Argonite. You show me no respect. You're here at the wedding of my daughter.
Dom, short for Dominic, just makes him sound like a kind of market trade, doesn't it? Oh, Dom, got any Argonite there, mate?
All right.
2 punnets for a band.
No, this hasn't fallen off the back of a beat shit. Legit, innit?
Maybe Milo Clancy should be played by David Jason. Maybe we could get him in there.
No, Dom Sigrid, David Jason.
It's a problem in the original one, isn't it? Where everyone seems to really take against Milo Clancy straight away. I mean, even the Doctor. And he's like, he seems perfectly nice.
Quite likeable. He seems all right. He's just bumbling through. He's a bit irritating, but all right.
Likeable performance. And then, everyone kind of immediately goes, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Bad.
It's funny thing. I thought that, and I thought to it reminds me of the sort of stuff that I imagine we all got in the 70s and 80s about gypsies. As they were called then, travellers, I suppose, man. Yeah. That kind of instant. Oh, you shouldn't go near. Oh, the smell. Hey, it's quite a decent lifestyle, isn't it? I may yet end up doing that. But they are really against them.
So I mean, maybe something's been lost at some stage, because I mean they dress him as an old prospector, don't they? And they
the video that's definitely been lost.
Yeah,
we only have the sound now.
Well, Milo,
all of it. And again, this is the thing, isn't it? We have a not terribly good quality audio recording. We're seeing none of the business that the actors did, particularly Trout. It's. I think the Space Pirate suffers a lot from the loss of the video. It really does. As do all the Troughton stories, because Troughton, for a start.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, when Web of Fear came back and you saw all the bits of business that he's doing, it's eye-opening.
And Underwater Menace episode 2, loads of completely unpredicted stuff in that. Loads of stuff you have no clue to whatsoever. Because how can you?
Yeah.
To what an actor did on the day, worked up in rehearsal that there were no records for. So it's well mysterious, the Space Pirates.
Yeah. Okay. So the Doctor's plan fails and they shoot off into space. So that is in episode 1, isn't it? Yeah. So good. Okay. So we come in episode 2. Milo Clancy comes in. He's found the bit of beacon, or he's found their bit of beacon, and he let us in and basically saves them. In the 60s version, he shoots Jamie, which doesn't go down terribly well.
It's not really going to happen with Romana, is it?
It's not going to happen with Romana, no. But the lad's just stunned anyway. It doesn't really.
So we've got Brian Blessed. No, we haven't got Brian Blessed.
We haven't got Brian Blessed, but we've got Warren. Warren is on Clancy's tail.
Yeah, sorry, I was just thinking. Yeah, we've got Clive Dunn and Tom Baker doing a scene. Beautiful. Love that.
Yeah, well, that is, that's true. Yeah,
that's lovely.
Yeah, it's a completely different dynamic, isn't it, from Gordon Costler?
It's from Patrick Troughton as well. Yeah, totally. Yeah, Tom's going to come out of his air trance. And be all kind of like, "Hello, I'm the Doctor," and Clive Dunn's going to be all, "Don't panic," and it'll be a tremendous 25 minutes of television, just leaving those two in that set, doing that for the entire thing. Great.
Space pirates, they don't like it happen. Warren's watching them in the minnow, so he's going to fly in, he's going to arrest them all. But Milo Clancy outwits him. He's got this sort of chaff that he fires off, copper needles.
Copper needles,
yeah. And that fucks up Warren's spaceship because it's made of Argonite. They'll keep making their spaceships out of Argonite.
They're using Argonite a lot. There are other things,
Yeah. Whereas the Liz is made out of lead. The Liz is fine.
It's not made out of lead.
No, it's not made out of lead. It's made out of something.
Planets, atmosphere. They're not designers, these two, listener. They're not design friendly. Unless you mean lead from sapphire and steel, in which case that would be glorious. A spaceship made out of him. Crooked.
You couldn't have him and Brian Blessed in the same story.
No, you couldn't.
Destroy the universe.
The studio would simply just be like a black hole, just sucking everything. Even Tom wouldn't be able to survive that. Actually, lead Tom Baker and Brian Blessed. Actually, Tom Baker and Brian Blessed, we haven't addressed the problems
Yeah.
that are going to happen. Do they ever meet?
Do they meet?
I'm not sure they do, you know.
I don't think they do.
Which is quite neat.
So Warren has to report to Hermack that he's failed. Clancy's alive!
Who's playing Warner?
Who's playing Warren? He's quite a large part, but he's not terribly interesting.
He's the guy who played Merak in the Armageddon Factor, then, who's not terribly interesting.
Who the fuck's Merak? I can't.
Exactly. He's Princess Astra's love interest.
Oh, okay.
He's the one who spends the entire story mooning around, following around, going, Astra, all the time.
Yeah. There's a few of them in the late 70s, isn't there? Yeah. I was thinking of Janet Ellis's boyfriend in Horns and Nyman. Who's that?
Simon Gibbs Kent.
Oh, yeah. Simon Gibbs Kent. Yes.
Yeah, he can play. Yeah, he can be Warren.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Any of these late 70s
middle class young actors.
Yeah. Because by this point, I imagine what's his face was far too busy doing On the Move with Bob Hoskins.
On the move.
On the move. We're on the move again.
Every day.
Looking
something.
Feeling fun. We'll do different verses.
Yeah.
That's time round for you. 2 verses at once. We don't respect time.
Nah.
I mean, we're 8 minutes off finishing this one, and we're still just out of episode 2.
Milo Clancy decides to evade the law, and he does this by flying to Tache, which is the last place anyone expects him to go, because it's the home of Madeline the Secret. Yeah, he's got bad blood with, as we've heard. Yeah. And they decide to land in the old mine workings, where they can hide.
Very good scanners on Tache, have they?
They got
you'd think Madeline the Secret might have like scanners and stuff to go, oh look, there's a spaceship approaching.
Yeah, she might spot something come out of orbit, you would think, but no, apparently not.
Yeah. Maybe the scanners are only detect argonite. So if his ship's made out of lead, then he's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't land properly because lead. It's just gonna, it's really hard to lift on.
While they're there, Romana does some clever mathematics and works out that that's where the beacon was heading all along. It was heading towards Tache, which is pretty good. But this makes them suspicious of Clancy. Lovely old Clive Dunn. They run away from him. They run off into the tunnels, and then they bump into Cavan. Cavan, I'll get the hang of it. Yeah, who shoots them, or shoots at them.
What is he? Is this one who's shouting quack, quack, quack?
Yeah.
Because there's a bit, I think it's in the later episode actually, where he shouts back, back, back. But honestly, maybe it's just the sound quality. It sounds like he suddenly just goes quack, quack, quack at them, which I adore. That's the maddest villain ever. Should have done that in a thing somewhere. It's completely insane. Do as I say, quack, quack, quack.
So they spot pirates sort of cutting up bits of argonite, and then they fall down a hole. And that's the end of episode 3 in the 60s version.
There's not a lot of plot in that, is there?
Not a lot of plot there. Not a lot happening. There is more stuff with the pirates going on because we get some scenes with Cavan
and Dervish.
He's quite
Who
ruthless.
Doesn't whirl. Dervish doesn't whirl. He should.
Doesn't whirl. Oh yeah.
Dervish.
Yeah.
He's just a still Dervish, which is good.
Dervish is a bit useless, really. Yeah, he doesn't do much.
Well, he's got his time later on. I mean, he comes into his moustache.
Not worth a moustache.
We haven't mentioned Technician Penn either.
I haven't mentioned
George
Penn.
Layton, who has the most magnificent moustache.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
It's quite Wingard moustachy, the Space Pirates.
The moustache pirates.
We can only hope that Dominic Cassini had a fantastic moustache as well. Moustache pirate sounds like something.
Yeah, they come to take your moustache.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a bit of a
we are coming to you in this here moustache. Yeah. We're taking it with us.
I've heard he's a bit of a moustache pirate person.
X marks the spot.
That's the title of this one, then, isn't it? The Moustache Pirates.
Cavan's quite an effective villain. He's worked out that eventually Hermack's going to twig on to the fact that the beacon was heading towards Tache. So he sends Dervish out to sort of redirect the bits of beacon and point them towards Lobos, which is Milo Clancy's planet. It's where he lives.
And also the guy from the Space Museum.
Yes, Lobos. Lobos. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
So whenever I think of that, I think of them pointing it to that guy who's just sitting behind his desk, kind of going, "Christ, I'm bored on Xeros. I wish something interesting would happen. Oh, look, Argonite. We shall destroy them."
And Cavan's got a great way of incentivizing people to do what he wants, because he sort of, after Dervish is sort of taken off, he tells them, "Oh yeah, I put a bomb in your spaceship, so you better get on with it, or I'm going to blow you up yourself."
You know what? I really like Cavan. I think if it existed, if we had any moving footage of Cavan, he'd be up there with the great villains.
He's a really ruthless villain.
He's really ruthless. He's surprisingly ruthless for Doctor Who in that era. He's cruel.
Yeah.
He's really bad.
I tell you what I was reminded of. I was reminded of the guys from Caves of Androzani.
Yes.
Stotts and Croper.
Yeah.
They've got that similar relationship.
I once read in some review, someone said Androzani is Robert Holmes getting the space pirates right, and that's not an unfair
Absolutely,
viewpoint.
yeah.
You know,
Instead of Argonite, we've got Spectrox. Instead of the guy on the other planet running everything, what was his name? Morgus, we've got Madeline Sigri.
Yeah.
Instead of Sharaz Jack, we've got Dom Sigri hiding in a cave. You know, it's
we've got Dervish, not Dervish.
Cavan and Dervish, Stotts and Croper, yeah.
I see, yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly. It doesn't.
No,
but it's kind of
thematically, yeah.
The plot is similar, you know. It's kind of
Thank you, Doctor.
In the 60s version, in the Troughton version, we're now in episode 4, and the guys fall into a prison cell with Sorba, last seen in episode 1.
Indeed.
There he is. I don't know why, really, because, spoilers, he won't be there long.
Who's playing Sorba?
Does it matter? Does anyone give a shit about Sorba?
Helen, isn't it? You know, our extra on standby.
Let's just phone up Helen. Helen?
Helen?
Come in.
Helen! Oh, Doctor Who! That was meant to be Brian Blessed. I don't know if it came over.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm clearly the master impressionist of Time Round. That's sad.
So yeah, they're stuck in their cell for quite some time. So in the meantime, Hermac rescues Warren, and they go to Lobos, where they see the beacon heading towards Lobos, confirming their suspicions. They also spot Dervish's beta start ship, and they give chase, but he disguises himself because while he was on Tar, Hermac's already seen that Madeline Sigri uses beta dart ships.
Yeah,
but they've got a nice little colourful nose.
Yeah, there's a photo of that now.
Yeah, but predictably, Dervish has got a sort of spare nose cone lying around somewhere, knocking about, and he just goes and slips it on.
Cavan, not Dervish.
No, it's Dervish. It's Dervish.
Is it Dervish? It's actually Dervish this time, right?
It's actually Dervish.
We all seem to be favouring Dervish over Cavan. We keep mentioning Dervish. I'm just thinking, is this some kind of disease? Has Baz been infected as well now?
Oh, it's because it's a massive spacefaring story. So Cavan is back on Tar in the caves. I'll come to him in a moment. And then Dervish is flying around in the beta dart, disguises himself as a Madeline Sigri ship because basically it is a Madeline Sigri ship.
I
bet they're all Alpha Darts.
Yeah.
I bet she could afford them with a head bottom.
Well, no, she's got beta darts. They're all her ships. So she's actually behind everything. She's head of the space pirates. Spoilers. But meanwhile, Dervish has told Cavan that one of the sections of the beacon is missing. So Cavan decides to send some guys down to question Sorbet, which is a bit unfortunate for the Doctor. But then the Doctor finds the cell door being hidden. Yes. But there is one.
What that looked like? I wonder how it was hidden. I wonder if it was just like a cloth over it and they go, "God, blimey."
Sorbet hasn't spoiled it. I assume it's just like one of those Hartnell ones where it's just a bit of really shitty polystyrene cave wall that you can see the crack all the way through.
There are some nice caves in the Hartnell era and the Troughton era. Yeah. I like the caves in The Enemy of the World. They've got nice walls in them. Though I think they might have been reused from the Daleks. They look very similar to me. But
they're quite dark, aren't they? You can get away with a lot in dark.
Yeah. Mind you, we're in 625 lines now. We're high definition. Yeah. So they're going to put more work into the sets.
Yeah.
Don't get that on ITV.
No. Well, you do, actually.
You do, yeah.
Broadcasting at 625.
Not in Baz's house.
Not in Baz's house, no.
Not
just in the northeastern Cumbria. That's the only place where we got ITV.
We ripped off that part of the area.
Yeah.
So, he opens the cell door, and behind it, there's Milo. Lovely old Clive Dunn. So he immediately accuses him of being behind the pirates.
Shouting about things not liking it up them.
Yes.
Generally being completely adorable.
Yeah, but it takes ages for the Doctor to start to trust him.
Yeah, the Doctor's weird about him in this, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not keen on him.
Maybe that was Robert Holmes being a policeman. Maybe that was his policeman tendencies coming out.
Yeah.
While writing the completely anarchic Second Doctor. No. Right.
It's only when they start getting chased by Cavan's guards that they kind of say, all right, and they all run off together. Yeah. And it's while they're getting chased that Milo kind of gives us some of the backstory about how his old friend Domus Sigri disappeared. And then the workings on Tar, which have been completely worked out, suddenly came back to life, and they're producing Argonite again, almost as if some space pirates,
as if,
were supplying them with Argonite. It's curious.
Yeah. And Clive Dunn's very confused by this.
He's very confused by it. Yeah,
he doesn't like it.
Yeah. So they decide what they need to do is to warn Madeline and Sigrid, who can't possibly know anything about what's going on because she's only a girl.
With a bottom on her head.
With a bottom on her head.
She's only a girl with a bottom on her head.
Is that the Clive Dunn song at the end of the episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
In his rocking chair.
I can totally go with that. Yeah.
Only a-
Only a girl with the
with a
bottom on
bottom
her
on her
head.
head.
Listener, you've just heard a hit being created. The first time round single. She's only a girl with the bottom on her head. Hey, we could do an album.
What episode are we in? What episode are we in the Tom Baker version? Are we still on episode 2? Or we got
3? You're in 3
It's
now.
gotta be
in
three.
Gotta
Yeah,
be 3,
we're in
really,
3.
isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know what the cliffhanger was.
I don't
Well,
know.
it was quack.
So they're going to warn Madeline, but she's working with the pirates.
One name.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh.
And Kevin comes in and shoots Sorbet, so we don't have to pay him for another episode.
Oh. But no one cares.
No one cares.
Hey.
Hey.
I love the way Madeline Asigri, all the way through, she's been doing the kind of quite sort of bossy, sort of I'm a businesswoman type voice. Then when she's revealed to be working with the pirates, she starts speaking in that kind of sassy voice that women use in the 1960s.
Oh, I know. Andre does it sometimes, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Brandon Hopkirk. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I know it. Yeah.
I'm a gangster's mole, kind of thing.
Paul is not talking madness. Paul is talking sense.
So Madeline's a bit soft because she's only a girl. She won't let Kevin kill the TARDIS crew. Have they got K9 with them, or is he just on a stick?
No, he's on a
He's
beacon
had
with
his head blown off.
Yeah.
So he's in a cave somewhere. Yeah. Perhaps he's back on the Liz. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's curious, isn't it? They got a spaceship in this called the Liz, and then like 2 stories later, they get a companion called Liz. Coincidence?
Oh, but not here. 2 stories later, they get a band called Adric.
Yeah.
Or do they? Actually, 1 story later. Maybe it's called the Adric 79.
Is that like Artemis 81?
Why is it never around when you want it?
So, yeah, the TARDIS crew get locked in Thomas Sigri's old study,
Yeah.
which is a bit of an odd place to put them, but that's what they do.
Yeah.
It's a bit dark in there. They find some candles, 4 candles.
Oh, a new. Oh, dear.
And they also find a table, and underneath it, there's old Dom. There's old Thomas Sigri. He's not dead.
Been in there.
He's just been in it all this time, under the table for years and years.
Yeah.
I mean, they talk about there's been cobwebs everywhere, so he's literally not emerged from the table for several years.
He's damaged.
He is a bit damaged, yeah.
But there've been times over the last couple of years where I haven't wanted to emerge from under the table. I can understand, obviously. But, he's playing with a bit of argonite. He's happy.
Yeah.
I do picture him kind of covered in cobwebs and like talcum powder in his hair, like an
So-
old man
so-
from a
so-
Penny Everett.
He's got a badger in his head. Is that what you said?
Should we have Arthur Lowe playing him?
Wow.
Well, he's not working on Dad's Army anymore, Clive said, "Oh yeah, I'll phone Arthur."
If he's Arthur Lowe, he's going to get out from under the table and adjust his wig. He's going to be like, oh.
Well, yeah, he's going to be all stupid boy about it.
Yeah.
But Tom Baker.
What are you doing under that
Ward,
table? You stupid boy.
Stupid boy. Tom Baker, Lala Ward, Arthur Lowe, and Clive Dunn in a scene.
Yeah. Okay, it's great. Yeah. So he's a bit scared of them. They have to get his old mate Milo to kind of talk him down.
Imagine Arthur Lowe doing scared. You ever seen Arthur Lowe do scared in anything? I've never seen him do scared.
Maybe not Arthur Lowe then. Who then?
Well, I'm sure he could. I mean, he's an actor.
Yeah.
Just because we haven't seen it happen doesn't mean it couldn't happen.
Well, yeah.
He was pretty alcoholic by that point, wasn't he? Anyway, so he probably would be at the table.
I was just having a look to see when he died. He died in 82.
Oh yeah, he's still alive. Yeah.
There we are. We've got him for this.
Yeah.
Excellent. The Space Pirates is Arthur Lowe's swan song. This is why Time Round's great.
So yeah, he's been locked up by Kevin ages ago. I don't know, why does Madeline think he's dead? Does he just disappear one time and she's in? Oh, well, he must be dead.
Did Kevin tell her?
Yeah, well,
because he's obviously trustworthy.
Yeah. I mean, he seems like a stand-up guy. Yeah.
I'd put my faith in Kevin.
Yeah. Where's Dom? Oh, he's dead. Oh, is he?
Oh, no, that's really bad. Yeah. I agree,
Shit.
Anyway, hey, moving on. Argonite's good though, isn't it?
Yeah. You see that Milo? He done him in. Did he?
I see you guys.
I expect that of Clive done, yeah. It looks like a villain.
Yeah. Oh, Clive done. Oh, that blood.
So in the meantime, we should probably mention Hermax on the V41. He's gone all the way to Lobos, and then they found that there's no pirates at Lobos.
This is why it's called the Low, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
this is not the clever ship.
They're not the clever ship, no.
Yeah.
So they smell her out. They turn around. They start to head back towards Tar. And that's
Is their ship powered by choirs? Because whenever you see the V ship moving, it's and all that sort of thing going on. I just wonder, is it choir power?
That's the sound of the engine. Yeah,
it's choir power,
boys.
You are disgusting.
So that's about it for Hermac. Meanwhile, the Doctor's planning their escape. What they do is they set light to some stuff, which is the candles.
Yeah.
And when the guards come in to put the fire out, they kind of spring a trap at them and they do them in.
Tom punches them.
Tom does one of his punches, which is just a little kind of like to the chin.
Yeah.
Put my fist kind of near your face and you fall over.
Cavan's got his own plan. He's planning to put them on the Liz and then blow it up with them all aboard and then say to Hermac, look, there they are. They've done it. They're dead now. So
the piracy will all stop now.
Yeah.
Even though it just totally won't. And even Hermac might just go, hang on a minute. Well, you go, hang on a minute.
So Madeline's not terribly happy about this plan. She actually tries to call Hermac, but doesn't get very far with it, I think. And then Cavan pulls out his ace card. He says, if you don't, his ace card. He pulls out his ace card. Yeah, he's got it in his trousers. And says, you don't do what I say, I'm going to kill Dom. Dom's not dead.
And she stops being businesswoman type and becomes completely pathetic
She
for the
does
rest
become-
of the story.
Yeah.
She's all kind of like, oh no, all the way through.
Yeah.
From now on, that's a bizarre reversal.
Yeah. He has he's got Dervish installing a remote on the Liz so they can fly it from Tar. And while the TARDIS crew are trying to get to the Liz, Dom and Milo on board the Liz, and then Cavan makes it take off. But the Doctor hasn't got on board yet. So shall we say this is the end of episode 3? We'll kind of
I think
match.
so. Yeah, the tunes and
We'll match
everything.
episode to episode at the end.
Yeah.
So the ship takes
sure
off.
because I'm absolutely sure Tom Baker couldn't cope at all with a massive cloud of smoke.
No. Yeah, he's enveloped with smoke and what have you. And then, cliffhanger. So, start of the next episode, Romana has to come in and revive him. Is K9 there? Can we get K9 back in?
I did think when he was saying about the list, I thought, maybe K9's head could zap Dervish, but then Dervish wouldn't be fitting the thing and the plot doesn't work. So
No, Dervish completely manages it. Yeah, so,
He's quite efficient as Dervish. Dervish actually should be in charge of the Space Pirates.
Dervish is the tech guy. He's not quite like Quilper. He's not just a stooge. He's the tech guy.
He's clever.
He's clever, and he's got a conscience. Madeline tries to talk him into kind of betraying Cavan, but he never quite does it.
Hysterically.
Yeah. She's trying, bless her. She's trying to talk him around, but he's not having it. He's not going there.
He's hiding behind his moustache. He's scared.
See, she's taking the wrong approach. If she said, if you betray him, you can touch my arse head. He might have gone for that.
And Dervish lays down his pirate moustache in one move, but very well. I will betray him.
Isn't that a song? Touch my arse head.
It's another one on the album.
It's the B-side to. I've forgotten what
the other one, the previous one, Touch My Arse. It'll be like that dreadful Samantha Fox song. That was called Touch Me, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's actually a song called Touch My Bum, isn't it? Am I making it up?
Oh, there's bound
isn't that,
to be.
Isn't that in the Cheeky Girls?
Cheeky Girls, yeah. Touch My Arse head.
Oh, dear.
You get that from any other podcast? You do not.
If we get the twin dilemma anytime, we should have the Cheeky Girls as the twins. The twin dilemma.
Done.
That'd be hilarious.
Unless it's in 1963, which it will be.
Yes.
Be story
that's not
one.
going to work. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Exciting adventure on Chaconda.
So that would be the first story with William Hartnell, the twin dilemma. Yeah. And it still went to series.
Yeah. Amazingly. Well, Verity would do it better.
Yes.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, a troop of chimps could do it better.
That would mean Ian and Barbara were Chacondans throughout the entire rest of it, all feather people.
It doesn't bear thinking about. No,
it doesn't. It
really doesn't.
We'll have to do a very opening scene on Barnes Common where the TARDIS lands and the Doctor goes, oh, look, humans, better come inside here quickly. And then they go off to Chaconda.
We might have to do a grade on that one.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's my grade.
You've used your grade. Paul's the only one's got a grade.
Paul's the only one's got a grade, yeah. I know. Yeah, it could go disastrously wrong.
It's really serious.
We keep wasting it.
I invented it and then used mine immediately. That was foolish. And I think yours the week after.
So Milo and Dom are stuck on the Liz. They're running out of oxygen. Well, they're not running out of
There's a
cabin.
lot of space pirates, isn't there?
There's a lot of stuff of oxygen going on. Well, they're in space, But Cavan cuts their supply. basically that's what he does. But he's not pleased because the doctor's not there. The doctor's still on top. So he leaves Dervish to guard Madeline and goes off to look for the doctor. But he must miss them in the tunnels because they come in the other direction and then they overpower Dervish and then they restore oxygen to the Liz.
I like Dervish. I'm with Dervish on this entire story.
No, you might not want to be
Dervish is the man.
Yeah, you might want to get off the Dervish ship at some point.
Dervish turning to the A ship. It's the high ship. No, the A ship. Yeah, he's a pirate.
Milo and Dom are still alive, so they're able to tell Hermac, oh yeah, the space pirates, it's Cavan, you dipstick.
What?
But Dervish just warned Cavan. So, there's a lot of that going on. Meanwhile, Madeline warns everybody that there's explosives set up in the fuel store. It's going to blow up the planet.
It's explosives. Yeah, nobody's going to get that.
So the doctor's kept busy here. He's actually doing stuff in this episode. It's strange considering all the scenes in this episode are on film. But he's...
Well, there will be in our version.
It's hard to work out from the audio how they did it. You know, it must have sort of used limited bits of footage. But he's helping Milo regain control of the lid.
There's no reason why you can't just shoot in Ealing if you plan for it. So obviously they built all the sets beforehand for all the stuff with Troughton and Hines and Padbury.
But they're in that much of episode 6. You kind of think, well, what's left? You know, there's not much left to do. It seems.
Well, it was all shot on film then. Apart from the occasional cutaway to Madeline in her foot on the head.
So the doctor's helping Milo regain control of the Liz, and then he's doing a bit of.
I just thought that must be the great episode to be in studio for. You know, every 5 minutes you have to say like 2 lines, and then it's back to film again.
Yeah,
you're just sort of standing around, smoking a fag and polishing your bottom.
Final version might have looked a bit shit. It's entirely possible. Yeah,
it probably looked rather good actually.
Yeah, but then you got to match it in the studio, haven't you? They got.
Yeah, but the jump isn't that bad on
that. So the doctor's kept busy. He's helping Milo regain control of the Liz, and then he's off to the fuel store to defuse the bomb. That goes on quite a while. And the pirates, Cavan and Dervish, are now on the run. They're fleeing in their beta dart. So, they defuse the bombs with seconds to spare.
This is very Tom. This is all very Tom, isn't it? The whole bit defusing the bombs.
Cavan was using the bombs as a kind of a threat to stop Warren shooting him. Blowing up his beta dart. So as soon as in fact, even before the doctors defused the bomb, Hermac's had enough of that. And he says, right, shoot him. And he blows up the beta dart. Cavan and Dervish are both blown up. So you really shouldn't start with Dervish there. He's picked the wrong ship. And that's it. They're dead.
Yeah, and that's it. They're dead.
Yeah.
Madeline's going to have to stand trial, but she doesn't seem too upset about it.
No, she's fine.
She's all right. Yeah, well, she's only a girl. Yeah, you can't blame her.
With a bum
on the head. Yeah. Is that a hat or is it actually her head? Who knows?
I think it's meant to be a hat. You can kind of see her hair coming out from underneath.
They drop in later episodes. We never know.
So Milo sends us to be reunited with Dom. So that's lovely. And then says, right, I better take you back to the TARDIS thing because it's currently orbiting Lobos. So they kind of have a bit of a laugh about that. And they kind of look, K9's just
and there's a gag about K9, yeah.
Is that actually the only story that ends with a kind of like American TV style ending?
Can't be. Can't be.
Probably not. I mean, it's not many from the 60s where they literally don't get back to the TARDIS yet by the end of the story.
Yeah.
That's quite efficient of them.
There's gonna be a Pertwee. There's gonna be the Time Monster. The Time Monster where they're all laughing at naked Benton.
Yes.
Benton's your nappy.
As you would. Right. Good.
Yes, the Space Pirates.
That was the Space Pirates.
That was surprisingly easy. Enspleenment.
Is it better or worse than the original?
Well, how the hell do we know? We've got episode 2. I don't know.
I think the 4 episodes is going to be,
shorter.
Yeah.
A bit more efficient.
With some doctors, you'd say, well, it's got Tom in it, so it's instantly better. But this is Troughton, so
So I'm tempted to say it would look technically better, but I mean,
I don't think it would.
Season 18 is very patchy. It's all over the place. There's it either looks great or it looks terrible.
Yeah. I think the Space Pirates, certainly the model stuff, does look really quite nice. God knows what the rest of it looked like. It's going to be the standard, as Bar said earlier, cave sets, medical styrene, obviously, which are going to look no better or worse than anything around them. Or indeed cave sets in the 80s, apart from and caves of Androzani, but that's only because they turn the lights down. I can't say. I can't say if it's any better or worse because I haven't seen the original.
Instinctually, marks out of 10.
5.
I'd say a 6 because I think if it's replacing Megalos on that kind of budget and what have you,
Yeah.
I would say about a
Yeah,
6.
I was going to say sort of 5 or 6, I think. Yeah, that's kind of where I was hovering.
I do think if the Space Pirates was discovered in full, it would go up like Enemy of the
Like
World
Enemy of the
did.
World. Yeah.
Not, it's not as good as Enemy of the World. I mean, the script just isn't as good, but I think it would. It does suffer from having episodes.
It's not as bad as it's painted. Yeah,
it's not.
It's perfectly acceptable.
I don't think it's as boring as it's painted either.
Mm.
It's slow moving on audio, but
the first couple of episodes are pretty slow, but then the last section, it kind of it rockets along quite happily.
Picks up, If we had episode 6 existing rather than 2, I think it would be better regarded.
Yeah.
Or practically any episode rather than episode 2. But this is a weird thing about the BBC. They seem to retain the boring ones sometimes.
Yes.
That's the middle episode of it. That's the one we'll keep. Jolly good.
Ah, yes. They're stuck in a space station for an entire episode. Yes, well, hang on to that.
And that final episode of William Hartnell, we don't keep the first 3 though.
Yeah.
That'll really annoy the fan. It's the only rationale behind it.
Yeah.
It's a bit nondescript, really, isn't it?
It's an odd one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do Doctor. 12.
12.
Oh, 12.
Oh, hello.
Mr. Capaldi. Hello.
Yeah, that was wrong to go. Oh, hello, wasn't it?
Oh, hello.
Story is number 243. Oh, that's not a Capaldi story, is it?
It might be.
It might be. Oh no, we may for the first time ever have to.
Oh no, time ram failure.
Time ram off. We may have to
We'll have to have the ram alarm.
We'll have to re-ram.
We'll have to re-ram. Yeah, hang on. Let me just check.
Yeah. But even so, it's going to be it'll be like it'll be in a Matt Smith story or something, then, won't it? Which will be just exactly the same.
As you playing along at home, this is on TARDIS Wiki. 243 is Into the Daleks, so that's going to work.
Okay, I am going to re-ram then. Here we go. $149.
149.
That's taking the piss. That's just taking the piss.
No, 149 is. You ready for this? The Happiness Patrol.
Oh dear.
With Mr. Peter Capaldi in the Happiness Patrol.
Next time
Ram.
It's all about time ram. There's nothing. It's all fucking time.
Nothing but time around here. Time as far as the eye can see.
Time. Endless rolling fields of time.
I remember when this was time, just all the way.
Huge tracts of time.
Fucking time. Anyway, join us next time for Peter Capaldi in the Happiness Patrol.
Bye.
I like to be a pirate.
Well, listener, that was Time Ram. Thank you for listening. If you would like to get in touch with us, we can be found on Twitter. I'm at PaulFerry8, Baz is at BazTimeRam, and Rupe is at Rupert Booth. We also have a Facebook page. Feel free to drop in. I need to thank Ben Jones for providing our music. If you would like to support the production of Time Ram, please consider setting up a subscription at Patreon where you can get all kinds of goodies. Join us next time for, well, more of the same.
Running up your mast. Altogether, I like to be a pirate. A pirate's life for me.
Might be quite a long episode, this one. We've kind of...
Yeah, surprisingly.
We've taken our fucking time with it, you know.